this time.
But yeah, we're handing out. It's probably gonna be in the morning. Because she was wondering. She's like, "How do you do it?"
Oh yeah, well I've definitely hyped you up a lot.
Yeah, maybe that's a bad thing.
But I mean, you're definitely gonna live up to it. Though, that's the thing.
Actually, there was some SCPC people in the student center the other day
Handing out
stuff for roller skating. And
I kind of want to go roller
but
skating.
they weren't like saying, they were just walking around dropping on tables. So I was like, "Hey guys, come back over," and I flipped the strip.
That's good.
Nice.
I made them. Yeah. And they were like, "Okay, we'll hand it to two people if you go talk to two people about this roller skating thing." So I walked over, and they don't know that like we were sitting off the band table, so we went over to the band table. Just like David, Rebecca, James, they're all sitting there. I was like, "Hey guys, come to this," and then they all made a big noise or whatever, and they're like, "Wow, this kid's a genius." I was like,
That's awesome.
and he's like, "Oh, it's just because you know them." I was like, "No, I could have done that with the table I didn't know." But
That's funny.
they never handed.
It's not that funny. But
They never handed out the flyers. That's the thing. This is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And someone else.
I hate this.
Who we got? So we have a fan favorite, if you will, someone who's notorious for saying the worst things possible on this podcast.
Yep.
Go ahead.
My name is Peter Tilley, and this is my third time on the Experience
Is it
Podcast.
third? I thought it was fourth.
Third. No, because we had, I think third.
Just you and me one time.
Yeah.
The first time where you said stuff in the other studio.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Maybe there was a third
You
time
know,
then
time
with
with, like,
Tanner
someone
and
else.
Connor in your apartment. Maybe this is my fourth.
Am I new this year's apartment?
No,
or
last
year?
year's apartment.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so
It really
it's
doesn't
third,
matter
fourth,
that much.
but every time Peter comes on, he mentions something.
Horrible. Yeah,
Horrible.
I'm good at that. It'll probably be something incredibly nihilistic this time, because that's just sort of been my vibe for the past couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know, something about, like, all the fun climate events that have been happening.
You don't care about the climate.
I don't yeah, no, what do you mean? Of course I care about the climate.
You don't care about climate policy.
I don't, because it stresses me out. And I'd rather not have my work be in something that's, like, existentially threatening us, because honestly I'm not smart enough to be doing that.
Existentially threatening?
Yeah. Like the existence of the human race. Sort of stuff.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Alright. The threat isn't existential.
It's an existential threat. But some of my friends hate that word because they think it makes climate change and all that sound too academic. Where it sort of separates it from being an actual threat. They're like, oh, existential. It's like a philosophy term.
Who do people compare you to, like, just on TV?
Oh, if it's a tall, skinny, straight white male, I've been compared to him.
No, I was talking about a TV show that just ended.
Sex Education.
No. Who's comparing you to Chef Senior?
Big, tall, straight white dude. In Sex
Oh,
Education.
physically, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
physically.
Asa Butterfield.
Yeah. Also physically the...
I was talking about the way you talk about stuff.
Oh.
You told me not to mention his name, that's why I'm not saying it.
Mention the name. I forgot. Is it the character from You?
No. I'll tell you when you're in a good place.
Oh, Chidi. Thank you for that one. No, yeah, no, that makes... I get... My mom, my lovely mom, she'll watch The Good Place and be like, yeah, you're just like Chidi in it. Like, lies. And slander.
So Blake, you were running yesterday.
I was running yesterday. Yep.
So you said you were doing a meet in North Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
Do you run to...
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You all just run to
You just run to it, you meet up, and then you leave.
Yeah. Yeah, you just go meet the other schools. It's like a
That would
meetup.
be, that
It's
would
a track
exactly.
meet.
It's a
Yeah.
meet. That would be fun. We should start a club like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a while though.
Where's the meetup next week? Clemson. Oh, how are you guys getting? Well, we're gonna run up.
Well, Clemson's a little closer, so we have to like
You could
throw in an
actually-
extra little loop on the side.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Oh, to make it more of
convoluted,
a.
but yeah.
That's wrong, Peter.
That was an aggressively bad way to get Blake into the conversation. You asked him if he ran.
No, because I know
It was a meet.
I asked him.
How'd y'all do? Who were y'all against?
We
Who was all
were
there?
Duke and UNC, and then they were mostly schools in North Carolina. So
NC State,
NC State wasn't there, but like
ECU.
ECU, no, Eastern. No,
Is it just ACC schools?
no.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
James Madison was there.
Wow,
And then
from
there was-
Virginia.
president.
Yeah, they were from Like UNC
In my Joker's
Charlotte,
bad?
and UNC Pembroke, which was like the host school because we were in Pembroke, North Carolina, which is very small.
And you won.
What?
You won, right?
Well, I did win the 1,000. Yes.
Nice. Holy cow.
Well, there were a lot of weird events there, so not many people signed up for the 1,000. Luckily for me.
That's fair, right? You just saw that and you were like, yeah, just
A lot of people doing the
What?
1330. I don't know why. I thought that had a better chance of winning that.
This is the club team
Yeah,
here?
the club
Okay, I didn't know we had
team,
club and track.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What was your time for the 1,000? Why would you run up 1,000?
Because it was this. So I just ran the 2 longest events that they had there because that's kind of normally what I do.
Yeah.
So
No
they had
big
the
deal.
mile, which is like standard.
Sure.
But then the next one was a 1,000. So I was like, why not? I've never
Yeah,
run a
it's like the
1,000
800,
before.
but slightly worse.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's just sprint for,
Forever.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. What was your time?
I don't know. It was like
It was-
250
it
something.
was so
I don't
good.
know. I'm pretty sure my first 1,000 of the mile was faster than my 1,000 in the 1,000.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
Well, you said how many people were doing the 1,000?
Like
You said there weren't
5 or
that many.
6 or something.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty small.
That's weird,
Yeah, but the mile was a lot bigger.
I believe. But you didn't win the mile.
I didn't win the mile. I ran the mile. but
Which
I
one
didn't
did you?
win.
Did you place?
I got like 5th, I think.
5th. Okay, that's good. What was your
But-
time for that?
Expect a little better.
It was a 550.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Should
not
be-
not near my
Should
best,
be
but
sub
like,
5. Yeah, you should.
but like still pretty good considering like I'm not like hardcore training like I
Right.
was in high school. So
How many times a week do you run?
probably like 3 to 4.
Okay,
3
that's-
times with the club, and then I would say one more time on my own.
Right.
Not as much as I should be probably, but
It never
enough.
is.
3
I
to
mean,
4 should be enough. This isn't, yeah. If it's just a fun thing you're doing.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
should be
it's-
going at
it's a
least
good
8
time.
times a week.
Yeah, that's Peter.
Twice on
Peter
Sundays.
usually tops 10.
Of course, yeah. I try to get 55 miles in every week.
Yeah.
Trying to. No, not anymore. I used to run a ton because I also ran track in high school. And then the doctor was like, "Oh, you have high blood pressure." And I was like, "Did we not know this before?" And he was like, "No, we just thought you had like white coat syndrome." And so then I failed a physical and wasn't able to join the track team anymore. So that was fun.
In high school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you never tried for the club team here?
Mm-mm. Well, though, if 550 is a good time, like,
It's very relaxed though.
Yeah,
like
that is-
only the like anybody can run. There's a bunch of different groups that just go out and run 3 times a week, and then like if you want to, you can sign up to go to the meets, but most people don't.
yeah, huh? That's something I'd look into maybe if I wasn't like already thinking of withdrawing from a class this semester because I'm a bit busy. So
Are you? Because you were able to come here today.
I was, and I almost canceled on you.
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah, because I've got a lot of work I could be doing right now.
Oh, I asked Tanner last night, and he was like, yeah, give me and then this morning, actually not this morning, 15 minutes ago,
Nice.
he was like, yeah, I haven't studied for the test for tomorrow, so
Good.
I'm gonna say no. Yeah, so most of
My
the study group and the other group came, so.
complete dumbass the last 2 weeks I was like, all right, I'm busy, I'm not gonna worry as much about academics, and so I didn't study or really put a ton of effort into the essays I had, and then I got hit with 4 C's in the past week of grades coming back, so
Sure you get C's. Yeah.
rocking it. Yeah, it's real clean.
Blake, are you working on a new song for the podcast?
I can.
It's coming along?
It's getting there, yeah.
Okay.
Also, it just occurred to me. Did I say 550 for the mile?
Yes.
Did you mean
I
450?
meant 450.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I don't know. I don't know why that just. Never mind. The song. Yes,
That is an
it's
important
going
difference.
Great. Yeah.
That's a really important. I was like 550. Okay.
No one's hunting Blake down because he said he got a 550. Yeah. the
Anyways,
song.
yes, the song is making great progress.
Because if you guys hadn't seen, Anush posted his debut single for his new album
Did he?
on Full Band Group Me. Peter, pull it up, please.
I don't have the full video with me.
I was never in the full band
Alright,
group.
yeah,
meet.
I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can hear it.
Did you? I saw Anuj in his new apartment.
Up in DC.
What do you mean you saw him? You.
Well, I follow him on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. You would know Daniel if you were on any
No,
social
I'm
media.
just. I was somehow I was thinking maybe he drove down or he was there, and then you followed. And then I heard you followed, so then. Okay. I yeah. Let me figure it out. Let me find it. I mean, prepare to be blown away, guys.
No ambassador coming at heartbeat. Look, up 69 or down 69, it doesn't really matter when our pride's on the line. Pride for our city, pride for our school, pride for the 404 where competition rules, pride for the band that brings the charge to the stands when we play on the
It's
flag.
surprisingly good, but that's because my bar was really, really good.
That's what Owen said.
Yeah. Like,
It's all about
I don't-
Georgia Tech, though.
Absolutely hate it. Got a pretty consistent rhythm. I'll give him that.
So,
Like, clearly this was taken over multiple takes. Like,
I think it's more obvious in the second verse, too. Either way, it copyright stuff, so keep talking through it,
oh,
obviously.
you're right. Every 15 seconds,
Yeah.
at least we need to change it up a bit.
And any stress in our heads gets released on the beats, on the field, or in the bleachers and the seats. And you know we bring the noise against the best, the overrated, the elite, yet.
Anyway, we're gonna ask him to see if he wants to make it the new podcast.
I think he's got a future.
Okay.
You know? I think this is it.
So Tanner said good flow, but you gotta work on the mic quality. Obviously, he doesn't
Yeah.
have this mic.
No.
He said he used like his headset or something.
Yeah, you should. I think we should all donate for a better mic.
No, he DM'd Tanner and he was like, "Oh, I'm working on getting a bunch of equipment,
A bunch of equipment.
or at least more than one." Blake, I'm using that as a you can think about songs in that category.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know what you're looking for.
I mean,
try to stick
maybe
to
I'll
that.
just ask him to do the next.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly got more experience in that field there.
He still kind of puts on a weird accent when he raps.
You know, it's not terribly noticeable though, I will say.
No, it's worse than his the high school one that he did. There, he's got
one from high
British.
school?
He has like a British accent.
Oh.
Hey,
raps.
it helps clear up the voice. It makes it easier to understand the words better.
Maybe, but
enunciated.
no, I think he did it well in this song. But in the high school one, he goes way over. Like it sounds like
Okay.
It's way British.
Huh. Yeah, no, it's just got a tendency to. When I was a little kid, I used to think that all singers sang in British accents because, like, one, my parents listened to the Beatles a ton, but two, just like the better enunciated words, especially compared to how a lot of people speak in the South. I was just like, oh, it's all a British accent.
Can you give us an example?
Green Day. I thought,
No, I mean the words.
how would. Alright, listen to how I speak and how I eat, like every consonant I say. I just pronounced consonant as constant.
You really.
If I sang like that, people would be like, what the hell is this man saying? Honestly, I'm surprised that people can understand what I say. I, like, mumble, just like noises. And people are like, alright, yeah, that was a sentence.
I wouldn't say. Don't set me up like that.
What, for you to make another bad joke?
Yeah.
You right? What, you're looking at your list of potential conversation topics?
No, I'm just checking to make sure. I'm just checking the time.
Yeah.
We have
He's
to be out by
ready to
2.
get out of here.
We do have to be out by 2.
Okay.
Someone else has the room unless they don't kick us out.
Okay, and
We're
then,
doing our count time.
do we want to go to Moe's before the pep band game?
I already ate.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to Moe's.
Blake's busy, so.
You're not going to
He
pep
just
band game?
assumes I'm busy.
Are you
I
busy?
am
Yes, I
in
am.
gold.
Yeah, I'm subbing for someone
Hmm?
today. We're
Oh.
both subbing.
Okay.
I'm not subbing.
Oh,
I
he's just
realized-
making it up.
Yeah, like the subbing system is kind of strange because,
Why?
because if I miss one, I can just make one up. Why would I trade with somebody? Why would I make somebody? Why would
They'd
I?
rather you sub.
I know they would rather me sub.
They'd rather keep it even, where it's
I
the same
know.
number as opposed to doubling up.
But
Because everyone did that. Then,
at this point, I've given.
like, did you go Thursday
So
night?
much for
Last
that.
Thursday?
Yeah. To the gold one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to all the gold ones too.
That's not true. You missed.
Well, I
one.
missed one, but I subbed. So, yep.
I've missed a few. I've had to miss a bunch this week 'cause, like, other shit's popped up. Am I allowed to cuss on this podcast?
And you already did.
I've done it twice.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to?
Just
Okay.
roll into it.
I can self-censor.
We can label the episodes as explicit, but I'm just too
Don't you
lazy
have to
to
pay for that or
remember.
something?
No.
I don't know where I got that in my head.
We may lose ad revenue on it, but the
Ad
ad that we
revenue.
have,
You have ads?
yeah, we have one ad.
We made the ad. In fact, we made it, like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago
Yeah,
or
yeah, a
something
few
like
weeks
that,
ago.
not long
Yes.
ago.
Well, how much are you getting paid? Like 10 cents an episode?
Well, that's if we got 10.
That's if we got 10
listeners, but-
listeners.
1 cent per listener is
Basically,
a lot.
yeah, basically it's just 1 cent.
Does that like drop off after a certain number? That's
It's
insane.
linear.
What happens if you just want like have a breakout episode? Get
Then you make
a
more
lot of money. Okay.
Well, I mean, even if you have like, even if you have 100,
Yeah.
100, 200, whatever.
Well, I'm not. A breakout wouldn't be 100.
For us, it would be.
That's fair. I'm talking about a real, something.
Yeah, even if we had 1 million, it's not insane.
Whoa.
What?
Is that right there new?
What is?
The whole K thing right
No,
there?
we've been over that for a while.
Really?
Yes, you just don't pay attention.
It's been a while since I've checked, honestly.
Do you have the app? Are you using the app?
Yeah, I'm using the app.
Oh,
It's so
boy.
nice.
For what?
Oh, for our podcast feed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I clearly haven't checked in a while because
Do you have a certain genre, Peter, that you would like to hear the new theme song in? Like any kind of... Any input
I
on
think
that?
lo-fi would probably be the best for this
Lo-fi?
podcast,
Okay,
just
let me write
because,
this down.
like, it is literally just a recorded conversation.
We could play the game if you want to play the game.
I don't like how vaguely that's referred to.
It's just the game is called Questions or Answers.
Okay, what is it?
it's pretty.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It's questions or answers.
What does that mean? Explain it a bit more. I feel like I'm not asking.
Okay,
a
while
certain
Blake pulls it
question
up,
here.
I'm working on it.
Oh my
Um,
God, y'all don't know the rules.
No,
No,
I know the
while he
rules.
pulls it up, I
Okay.
will tell you the rules are basically, they're just a series of questions. They're meant to be shorter. They're shorter questions. They're like this or that, or like
Not
yes
a
or no
game.
kind of things. It's a game. It's a game.
It's just asking. That's just some structure to the podcast. That's
Yes.
just having questions.
Oh, but the way the questions that we're asking are definitely not typical.
Okay. That's a frightening sentence. to
Blake's
hear.
got it up now,
Let
so
us see.
I forgot to add more. I was gonna add more, but
I just never remember.
yeah.
Every time I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm going to add more. It's so simple, and then I never do.
It's just when I'm walking somewhere and you just
Yeah.
think of it, you just pull it up.
Yeah. All right.
Go
Are
ahead.
you ready?
Yeah. Well, he's reading legal contracts.
No,
No, okay.
there's an assignment that's due that my professor told us about on Friday and is due Tuesday, and it's like a whole presentation.
Starts on Thursday.
Sorry. Yes.
Drops or Jupiter?
I'm sorry. What? Like the Coldplay song?
That's not a cool song.
Drops of Jupiter.
Drops or
The
Jupiter?
question is drops or Jupiter.
Drops. Do I have to explain why?
No, you can say whatever
okay,
you want.
cool. Then let's next question.
You don't
You have to answer it though.
I did drops.
Yeah, you
Oh,
didn't really answer.
okay.
You were kind of.
did, I said drops.
No, you were like drops.
Drops. Would you rather me say it with more confidence? Here, you can edit this part in.
Yeah.
Drops.
That's editing.
I'm aware.
Okay.
Napkins or paper towels?
Paper towels.
You're a rough guy. Okay.
Curly or straight?
Curly. I feel like it's gonna be read too much into. I'm just answering that because I got curly hair.
Black or white?
Careful.
Black.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you in love?
No.
You ever had a girlfriend?
Yeah. Thank you. That's funny.
That's what I just said.
Are cupcakes just muffins with icing?
No. That's what? They're
Explain.
made differently. The cupcakes have more sugar, different ingredients in it than muffins do. Muffins typically have fruits or oats.
You have to be offended by the
Sorry,
question.
I don't know
It's
why
the
I get the most weirdly aggressive about
Let's just ask him the
strange
question
things.
here. I mean, you don't have to roast him.
It was such yeah, okay.
Quick or fast?
Quick.
Jack or Jill?
Jack.
Oh, this is a good one. Is the answer to this question no?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah. Paradox. It's a paradox of language. It's not a true paradox. Yeah. It's like self-encapsulated, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Is the world flat?
Yeah, sure. It's effectively flat. Like I can lay on the ground and I'll be saying I'm laying
You're
on a
doing,
flat
as
object.
you're doing a limit as x goes to infinity.
Sure.
Pop rock or rock pop?
Pop rock.
Why not rock pop?
Because
What's your problem?
I don't know. There's a pretty good. I've been formulating an answer to that question. It's not really not really something that people say. rock
I mean,
pop.
it is something I made up. Yes.
But rock pop sort of implies that you're taking pop, which is like heavily focused on synths and infusing like the most minor of R&B elements right now, and applying rock to that. In which case, I don't know what you're gonna apply, like some distorted electrical guitar into that, which is gonna sound bad with the current state of pop. So
How's it different than pop rock?
pop rock is rock that incorporates bits of pop into it.
Why can't that
Which-
be rock pop?
That's not rock pop, because rock pop is the noun is pop there. The
Is it?
modifier is rock.
It's something I made up, so it can be whatever you want.
No, it's
You're putting very specific definitions. To
because that's how
something
things work.
That I made up.
If I like, yeah, I don't know. Like you put the modifier before the noun of things, and so it like is essentially the noun, and then a modified version of that. It's like the icing or the sprinkles is the adjective that you're including.
All right.
Otherwise, sure, there's no difference. Then it's not a question. It's like asking one or one.
Well, there's an answer to that, is there not?
No, because it's the same. There's nothing distinct making things distinct. So either they are the same, and you're not actually asking a question, or you're not actually asking a question that can have any meaning inherently, or they're not the same.
Yeah, the game is just the game.
Jeans or jeans?
Jeans. See, you hate that the next one was jeans, but the JEANS.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, well, when you said one or one, I was thinking the number one, or like I won a
Fair.
race or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Fair.
Which you did. Okay.
Yep.
Which I did. Yeah. Just
Just
had to make
you
sure
did.
everyone knew that. I did win. I won. Sorry.
1,000.
Ooh. Favorite form of public transportation?
Heavy rail. It's expensive, but it's good. Not for the consumer, but for the government. You know, it's something like 30 million or 40 million per mile in the U.S.
So you answered the question from the government perspective.
No, I answered it from the individual. It's terrible from the government perspective.
You just said it was expensive.
I don't
Your
like
reason-
it
your-
because it's
you
expensive.
answered it based on your personal
And then
opinion. They explained it from the government's perspective.
I guess I said yes because I personally enjoy it, and then I explained a drawback from a perspective that's not mine.
Yes. You see the problem?
Yeah, I do. But maybe this is why I keep getting 70s on papers that I write.
You just can't focus your argument?
Oh, no, I really can't. I think I just talk until people stop talking back.
Next question.
Yeah,
Hydrate or die straight?
die straight.
Do you feel like you don't wear
Die
enough
right now.
sunscreen?
I absolutely don't wear enough sunscreen.
Desert or dessert?
Desert.
What?
I'm not a big fan of sweets.
No one's ever answered
That's the
desert.
wrong answer, man.
No one
That's
has
the
ever
right answer.
No one has ever answered desert.
Also, 2 questions ago, I said that I wanted to die without water, so I think it so far is in line.
That's true. You're really dying on that straight hill. Right?
Yeah. Except for the curly answer. It's confusing.
This or that?
This.
Okay, yeah, everyone else has answered that, so
Really?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Is Tanner attractive?
Yeah. Good looking dude.
First or second?
Second.
Sydney or Cindy?
Why is this one the one I'm getting tripped up on? Sydney. Why is that a question? Like, what?
Why
was-
are any of these a question?
the other ones kind of make more sense.
Do they?
No? Well,
Pop
what's
rock
the?
or rock pop?
What are the connections
Yeah,
between
rock.
those two? Rock pop and pop rock are literally like
I just
the
flipped
most 2 correlated things.
No, I just took the
Sydney
word and I flipped
versus
it.
Cindy is really hard for me to say one after another.
Yeah, there's another name one. Can you-
Is there?
I think so.
I don't think it's that one. Well, see, this one is spelled the same, so I'm not even sure if there's a difference.
Maybe, I don't know. Go ahead. Which one?
Is it like Devon or Devon?
Yeah, Devin or Devon.
I know more Devons.
Do you moisturize?
No.
Maybe you should.
I know, I'm a straight white male. I feel like it's sort of on brand not to.
Oh, to say male.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I've got, like, a hand lotion. It's scented. It says Focus. It's from Bath and Body Works. Y'all seen those? Like, there's the candle. It comes in Sometimes I use that one when it's particularly dry out.
Oh, Blake moisturizes fairly
Good.
regularly.
Yeah. He's got better skincare routine than I do. I respect that. I'm just really lazy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Neil, Patrick, or Harris?
Harris.
Those are 3. Yeah, those are 3. Neil, Patrick.
Okay.
It's a 3 for
No,
us.
still Harris.
Neil, comma. All right. Is Anchors Away catchy?
Yeah. Yo, that shit will get stuck in your head for like a week.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm going to have to message Crowder.
Is it hot in here, or is it just you?
It's just me.
Sure about that one?
Yeah.
Are boneless wings just chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
Boneless or bone in?
Bone in. That way you can get the crunch on the outside. You
What?
can't fry boneless wings. Well,
think
you can't
you
fry
can.
them well.
That's the
You
whole point.
can,
That's,
but you're not
just-
going to get quality boneless wings. I'm just saying.
Isn't that just, aren't they just chicken nuggets?
Yeah, because you
You
can't
said that.
think. Yeah, and think about how the boneless ones are made.
Are chicken nuggets fried?
Yeah, but it's a very different. Like you get a crunch. Have you ever had a really really good chicken wing where you've got like that nice crunch on the outside
What kind
because
of
the
wings
skin?
are you getting?
Good wings.
Do you get extra skin with your wings?
I like. Yeah. I mean, I don't order more
You order
skin.
extra skin.
But you can't have skin on a boneless chicken wing because at the end, I think that's just chicken breast cutlets,
Yeah.
basically. So there's no skin on them. Versus the wings, you actually get skin. These are right answers.
I'm not a wing
Like,
expert, so
This is not.
No, there's no right or wrong answers.
No, that one there is a right answer.
There's no right or wrong answers. That's the whole
North
point.
or south?
Be careful.
North. And that's on Western Europe imperialism. But
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
it's just implicit biases I have for living in the North.
What else would it be, other than Western Europe imperialism?
Cultural imperialism.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not diplomatic.
Is fast food not quite fast enough?
I mean, yeah, it could always be faster. Right? Like, would you ever complain about getting your food immediately? Like, sure, it's fast, but like, if you pressed the button, paid for it, and boom, there was your food, would you be upset?
Well, it's also, is it too slow right now?
It could be faster. That wasn't the question. The question wasn't if
It's
it's
not
too
quite
slow.
fast enough.
It's not quite fast enough. There's a difference. There's gray space in the middle.
There's no right way to answer the question. So.
There is for that one.
No, there isn't.
There is. Find me one person who would complain if food
I think
came
Tanner
to them
said no,
immediately.
it's fine.
No, I'm not saying that it's not fine.
So it is fast enough.
It's in a good place.
So it is fast enough. The
But it could
answer
be
is-
faster.
But the answer is
The question is it not quite fast enough? So
Yeah.
is it fast enough?
It could be faster.
So it's not fast enough.
I guess not.
Okay.
But it's in a good place.
so it's fast.
But it could be
enough.
fast. I don't know.
Well, that's certainly
No.
not the answer.
no wrong answer.
No, that one is right. That one is right.
Hey.
Spoon or fork?
Spoon. They're more versatile. I can still stab with a spoon.
You understand how stabbing is.
Blue cheese or green eggs?
Blue cheese. Green eggs means something's wrong with them.
Thank you for someone recognizing that. That's again amazing.
Analog or digital?
Analog.
Manual or digital?
That's not a dichotomy.
That's not how the questions work.
Most of them are dichotomies. Most of them. Yes, they
Jobs
are.
or Jupiter.
But there's like been 4 that aren't.
You
Alright, we'll find you some more.
find some non.
No, I like the dichotomous ones.
No. Find some non-dichotomous.
The dichotomous ones make sense.
That's the whole point. Give them the random ones.
You'd have to give me a second.
Have y'all heard about the Munchausen trilemma? Because apparently there are dilemmas, which are like where there's between 2 options, but there's also trilemmas. And I just thought
Oh,
that
it's
was
Neil,
interesting.
Patrick, or Harris.
Right, it's
No. Everyone
it's a
chooses-
trichotomy.
No one chooses Neil.
Hmm.
I don't remember what I chose.
No, I don't think I asked you that question.
Yeah, you're probably
That was probably
right.
afterward.
You can
Yeah.
answer the question now.
Neil.
Okay. Just to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blake just wants to be different.
I do want to be different. Apricot or apricot?
Apricots.
I'm having trouble finding questions that he can't directly answer.
Wait, what are the questions that
There's
you're
a
skipping
ton.
over?
There's like over 100 on there.
Uh-huh.
What are the ones that you're skipping over that I can't directly
Some of them are
answer?
kind of boring.
No, I'm skipping over the ones that are easy that you would just
Oh,
easily answer.
that they're just right answers to.
No, there's
Like
no,
bone-in or boneless chickens.
I mean, this is
Boneless chickens. Boneless chicken wings.
chickens.
Alright, would you say you have an old school name or a young face?
Is that a dichotomous?
I have an old school name because
You don't have a young face.
I certainly don't have a young face.
You don't have a young body. Your face
But I
is
don't-
fine. Your
my face is
young enough.
pretty standard
Your
for
body.
a 20-year-old.
Your body is definitely
But
not
beyond
for a
that,
20-year-old.
multiple choice questions are always about the best answer. And I've got a name that literally goes back to, like,
Well, the reason I
Zero
asked this
BC.
question is because someone said that to Owen one time. It was like a cashier. He said his name was Owen, and she was like, "Oh, you got a
good.
old school name with a young face."
Yeah, okay. He does. Owen is, you don't see a lot of Owens. And he does
Face.
look like a 12-year-old.
Young face. Looks like 13.
Well, that was
Like,
uncomfortable for you to
13?
say.
Okay. No, I shouldn't have said that.
I was just
He looks like
hoping
he's
you
of
would.
age. He looks like he's 18.
Yeah.
Very of age.
He looks like he's definitely, in any court would agree, 18.
Yeah, definitely 18.
Which is only funny because he's older than you. So. Is he older than you?
No, I'm older, like,
Oh,
by, like
okay.
almost a year.
Okay. I'm a bit of a cougar.
He's the cougar.
No, you'd be the cougar
Yeah,
because
you-
you're the older
you're the
one.
Oh, I'm the cougar. Yeah, that's right. He's the.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
The
the?
golden-
we were
That's
asking.
kind of the term.
What's the male term for a cougar?
Well, I don't think there is one. I
A
think
creep, if the man
It's
is
a creep.
older.
Okay, it's just a creep. Is it like jaguar? How does it, you know?
No, it's something that a cougar hunts.
Write this
I
down
can't
on the, for
remember.
the next
You've got
question.
the internet.
You got the phone out.
I don't have the phone out, actually. Put it back in my pocket because I wanted to
Engage in the conversation.
give all of my time to this
Well,
podcast.
That's the whole point. What would you say the male name for a cougar is?
Peacock.
A peacock? I think that's something else.
Yeah.
You're actually writing it down.
Alrighty.
Cougars aren't peacocks, right?
Oh, I had a question and then I moved it.
You have a lot of
sorry.
questions.
Oh, okay. Does it really take a village?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Name one thing that you've done completely on your own recently.
Walked over here.
No, you didn't. You walked down streets built by other people.
I didn't have to.
The safety of your...
Could have walked through the mud.
Which would have been a field put together by other people. The safety of your
everything-
presence
everything's-
while walking here is
Everything's put together
confirmed
by a village. Okay.
I know, that's exactly. That's why I'm right.
Oh, okay. No right answer here, but, you know.
There are right answers to most of these
There's
questions.
no right answer. There's no right answer.
Have you ever worn a sweatshirt to a pool?
Yeah. Isn't that's the wrong answer to that
Yeah,
one.
What are you doing?
Well, I mean, say I was going to swim practice. It was cold outside.
He's not
I
going.
know. My point is like.
Blake.
My point is like.
Blake.
Maybe there's
I'm
stuff
not going
that's
to
wrong
swim
for some
practice.
people and it's right for other people.
Look, there's a swimmer's body, and Peter doesn't have it.
Yikes. Also, you have to wake up at like 5.
Yeah, there's so many things wrong with Peter going to swim practice.
God.
Do you have light sensitive sneezes?
No. My sneezes are a bit more on the obnoxious sides.
You ever seen Blake sneeze?
I don't think you. Light sensitive means like.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
I thought it was light, comma sensitive. I thought it was a weird question. Yeah. I will sneeze when I look at the light sometimes. But I have to sneeze. That's funny that I interpreted it that way.
No one has ever interpreted that.
Oh, my brain was so ready for weird
For
questions.
Neil Patrick or Harris.
Yeah, so I went light, comma sensitive sneezes. I was like, nah, my sneezes are pretty heavy. They can take a beating.
All right, we'll make that another question. Light, comma. No, do it later. You can do it later.
Okay. Ooh, I had one. This wasn't the one, but do smartphones make smart people dumb?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Procrastination or participation?
It is the non-dichotomous one.
Yeah, fuck it, procrastination.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, wow.
Have you ever gotten secondhand sunscreen?
What does that mean?
That's what it sounds like. Like downwind.
Oh yeah,
It's like
that's a
hand
band
sunscreen.
camp strategy. Yeah, you just stand downwind to someone else putting sunscreen, and boom, you're good to go, baby.
I forgot my sunscreen.
Why are there 2 questions about sunscreen on this
I know.
list?
I tried to space them out, and you didn't ask them back to back.
You should.
Have you ever danced on a boat?
No, I don't think I have.
You ever been on a boat?
Yeah, I've been on a boat a bunch.
Never
I don't
dancing?
particularly like boats. Yeah,
What's wrong with them? Don't trust them? Think they're gonna sink?
I feel cramped. Like even.
I mean, we're in a small room right now.
Right, but I could leave. I can walk.
Could you?
Away. Yeah.
Okay.
But on a boat, you can't just. You could jump out into the water. I'm not the particularly biggest fan of like open
Water.
Water, yeah. Because like.
So you would never visit Joey
fairly
on like a
open.
ship or something?
No, I would. I would love
Well,
to.
you're not allowed to, so I don't know.
Right.
You could-
Well, unless I join the Navy.
Nice try, yeah. Okay.
Which is not out of the question.
Why do you want to join the Navy? Like ships?
Ships are fine.
You don't like water?
I do like one.
Wait,
Yes,
I
I do.
believe we just talked about how you don't particularly like boats,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or water.
but you like ships.
Yeah,
Ships are big boats.
they're big.
Okay,
They're big boys.
fair enough.
Yeah, he
I
likes
couldn't
them
do a
big.
sub.
He likes them big.
I do like
The
them
subs
big.
are small.
Subs are right,
Inside wise.
and fairly small compared to ships on the outside.
They're pretty big.
What's the deal with airplane food?
What's up? Well, it's food that has to be able to be prepared quickly, and generally you're gonna get, you've got this
Or is it prepared? I thought it was already
3
prepared.
options from. Well, yeah, sure, it's pre-prepared, but so you can have like how long a food can exist, how quickly it can be prepared, and how good it is, and you gotta like select between the 3. Oh, and how what? Never mind. This is stupid. Moving on.
Should YouTube be called MeToo?
Remember what I said about leaving earlier?
Yeah, you gotta leave.
Why?
Why?
No, it shouldn't.
Man,
that was
everyone's
easy.
so
That one has a
offended.
right answer. No.
You couldn't imagine how many people have gotten so offended by that question.
I get offended by most questions.
Yeah. We can stop the game now for time.
I'm having fun. This is enjoyable. We've been doing it for 24
Yeah, at
minutes.
this point we're running out of time. We're running out of
Okay.
questions.
Yeah, we really are.
Let's get to the end then.
Left shift key or right shift key?
Left shift key. That's the right answer.
Mm.
Yeah, always left shift.
If you walk by someone you know, do you say hi?
Not as much as I should. Yeah, it's kind of a bad habit. If I I've actually kind of been enjoying this.
Ignoring people?
Yeah, my hairstyle is different enough from people who like only kind of know me, no longer recognize me.
You know, an anonymous source actually said that your hair's really thrown out.
Yeah, that's like saying an anonymous source said the sky is blue. Congrats.
The
But
person hasn't seen you in a while.
so it's a way to give away your anonymous source.
It could be anyone.
It could not. But anyways,
Someone else
it's
that's
harder for
listening
them
knows.
to react. It's harder for people to recognize me, which has been nice because if there's some people that I barely know and it's just those people that you say hi to, and so it's kind of a mildly awkward interaction every time.
How much do you need to know them to say hi?
I don't know. I don't really.
So
think it's a
and we've talked about
standardized
this in the
thing.
off air, but Peter
Yeah.
has a different definition of what a friend is.
I do. It's broader than most people.
Yeah, Blake's definition of a friend: you have to know them for 12 years. Peter
Blake.
is.
I say if you have
Okay, while she's not in the room, when do you think Ainsley became your friend?
Huh? We've already had this conversation, though. It's like a little late to redo this.
Did you offend someone, Blake?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No, she felt that you felt
Oh my god.
forced to say the month that she said because you didn't want.
Well, it just depends on a person's definition of a friend. So
Peter
I
says
don't
you
know.
talked to them once.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like a 2 or 3 complete conflict. Like people that I'm friendly to.
It's 2 or
And
3
no.
complete conversations, and you
Yeah.
have to know that you're seeing them in the future. That's what you said.
Yeah, like it's not just someone that I'm gonna never see again.
Okay.
Yeah, because like, I wouldn't call him a close friend, but yeah, like acquaintance and friends are kind of the same definition
For you.
Yeah. But that doesn't even mean like necessarily that I'll say hi. Well, so I tend like not to say hi to people that I know there's no reason that I'm ever going to see again. So like, let's say this was someone that you knew in class, and you worked on a project together once. So you had multiple conversations with them, but then the class ended, and you knew you probably weren't ever going to run into this person again. I won't say hi to them on campus. They're not really my friend because I don't really know. Unless one of us makes an active effort to go see them again, you know?
Okay.
Okay. Normally other people's tacitness is because they disagree, and I can't tell if y'all disagree or just don't have any input.
I don't have any input, Blake.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, he has a very strict definition of friend.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Daniel, for explaining.
Well, Peter, when do you
Mine.
think Ainsley and Blake became friends? From your third-party
No
observations.
Legitimately no.
No clue.
There were so many other more important things that I was
In your
focusing
life,
on
yeah.
than when Blake and Ainsley, no offense, became friends.
I mean, this has been my top priority for the past
You know,
year
I
or
honestly
so.
kind of believe that. And I hate that I do. But, yeah, I've got no...
By Peter's definition, probably November.
Hey, that's what I was thinking.
Then you had 3 full conversations?
I mean, well, we
Like
talked
in-depth
quite a bit
conversation.
during band camp.
Yeah, so then it would have been August.
Yeah,
Like, Peter's
no, but
definition
like
of
actual
November.
conversations. Not just,
September
like,
then?
No, like
2
November.
or 3 phrases
Like-
back and forth.
Because like I wasn't close to her until like,
Elizabeth said of November.
huh?
Elizabeth said it would have been November or even October.
Why are we having other people guess when your friendship started?
Why are you
I
asking
feel like
other
this
people?
is definitely in to like this.
No, Ainsley
territory.
was there.
Yeah,
One of you was there when I asked these people.
I think I was.
No, you were here now, is one of them.
Oh,
And
I
then
thought we were at Willage.
when I asked Elizabeth, oh yeah. well,
Hey, what's one way that we can get the listeners involved?
should
That
let
we
them
can
know.
get them to like
Well, we can
send
see
their podcast.
see if
send
they
this
know when
podcast.
me and Ainsley became friends.
Yes.
Leave it in the
Yeah.
comment section below.
Guess the month.
Leave a review.
But yeah, they
please.
should leave a review
Leave
on,
a
on
5-star
Apple
review.
Podcasts.
Send this to a friend that you want to see whether they'll listen. No. That you want to see how much they like trust your opinions on things.
Mm.
And so this is going to be at the end of the episode. And if you were that friend that somebody sent this to, send them a message and be like, hey, I listened to the whole episode. And this is a good way to test.
Maybe say, screw you, I had to listen to this whole thing.
Right. But yeah, which is probably the more accurate of the two things. But if you want to test, like, to see how close your friends are to, like, actually listening to the things that you suggest, here's a good test. I'm impressed if you listened to the whole thing. Because it was just 24 minutes of me answering non-dichotomous questions.
They were not that
Most of them were though.
A few of them, yeah. An almost majority. A plurality. No, it was a majority. Not quite a super majority. Speaking of plurality, y'all think it's going to be a contested Democratic primary?
So that's the show this week. Blake, any last input?
Nope.
I feel like I haven't said anything horrible yet.
Well, do we need to keep talking?
Oh yeah,
until
sure,
you
go
say
ahead. What do you want to
You
talk
still
about?
have time. You can
World
say
War
it
II?
right
Let
now.
me get back to that one.
No, that one's honestly not even that hard of a take.
Was it?
No.
Go ahead, tell Blake's.
I want to know the
Yeah,
take.
tell him the take then.
Yeah, it's that the Holocaust wasn't the worst loss of life during the 20th century.
That's probably true.
It absolutely is.
Just by sheer numbers.
Right, there are famines that happened in the USSR and China under their transitions into a communist regime that caused like 50 million deaths. And it wasn't quite as horrendous. Oh, and then my other point was that in Western society we probably look at what happened in Germany as more horrendous because it happened to white people. And so we, in the mildly like
I think part of it is
biased.
just a manner in which it happened.
the other shit happened pretty bad too.
I
Like
know.
officers telling people under them to eat the dead and shit like that. That happened in Russia and in China. It was actively against certain nationalities and ethnicities too. They just happened to be Muslim and darker skinned. And so I think historically people didn't look at that as the same level of war crime. Because, I think people forget how explicitly racist people were 60 years ago. Like a lot of the propaganda against the Japanese were talking about how they were all savages when they like actively had better war technology than we did. So I don't even think that was that horrible. I don't say horrible things on this podcast.
Okay, well, that's the episode.
I really told myself I wasn't going to talk about that.
Yeah, well, he did. come back next week for another hot take from Peter.
I'm not going to be on this next week.
He's not going to be on next week. We have a big guest coming next week, so.
Not gonna want to miss it.
Who?
Yeah, well, we'll reveal.
No.
Blake, say the name.